या देवी सर्वभूतेषु प्रेम रूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. Living naturally is the magic which we have forgotten over a period of time. We have even forgotten how the relationship exists in the nature. And we have made several illusionary relationships. Now, let us first understand how they are in the nature, how universe has created them, and can we follow them like that? There had been a purpose for the way relationships are. So there are total 4 types of relationships. First is friendship, second is blood relationships, third is romantic relationships, and fourth are spiritual relationships. Romantic, when we were discussing last time, I have explained. We'll touch in this session also a little bit, but our main focus today may be on blood relationship. Let's start today with the friendship. Friendships are having the weakest bond. We always rely and be dependent on our friends. But in case we really want to have friends in our lives, we'll have to make more efforts, because a real bond like blood relationship does not exist in friendships. In normal course, friendship has got a lifespan of about 6 months. You meet a person, you meet somebody in aeroplane, my fellow passengers I have met several times, and then we started discussing something very, very deep. We exchanged telephone numbers, we exchanged our email address, we took each other's addresses, and we almost promised each other that we'll keep meeting in future. We were very happy for those 5-6 hours when traveling together. And then I got off the plane. She also got off the plane. My children picked me up. Her people, children, whoever, they picked her up. And till that time, I always thought, okay, I go back home and maybe take a shower or something, and then I'll talk to her, and then we will remain friends for life. But the moment you go back home, take a shower, get fresh, take lunch or something, you start tending to forget the person. And then we never spoke. I think we never spoke. And it is not only with me, it is with all of us. Whenever you meet someone, you start experiencing a friendship, but the bond gets broken very fast. Second thing, our school friends, our college friends, and our workplace friends. Also, as long as we are at workplace, they are our very close friends. As long as we are in college, they are very close friends. And then after 5-6 months, we tend to forget. I was asked a very rough question one of these days, that it's not true. Whatever you are saying, it is not true. Yes, you are right. But test it. Then you will understand whether it is true or not. And how is the testing time? Let's say that you are a friend at your workplace with somebody, and then he or you got transferred to another city. I think this example, I think I can give you a better example. Two adolescent children, they are studying in a school. They talk to each other, they meet every day, they talk on phone and spend time together in school, and everything is fine. And then one fine morning, they heard that one of the parents has been transferred to a city 1,000 miles away. And then they met close to a seashore, discussed, oh my God, we will be separate. How sad it would be. I want to be here with you, and so on and so on and so on. But anyway, he goes with his parents with a very heavy heart. And then thinks that I'll call my friend every day. I'll speak to him on my mobile phone and all that. And it happens for some time. When they go, they talk for some time, few days, maybe a few months. And then his new school has new friends. And then he starts spending more time with the new friends. And the call which was happening 3 times a day reduces to 1 time a day. And then reduces to 1 time a week. Okay. Now, second stage or second type of relationship is blood relationship. Whenever the testing times between blood relationship and friendship comes in, blood relationship always wins. If you have to choose between your friend and your brother, you will choose your brother. If you have to choose between your mother and your friend, you will choose your mother. If you have to choose between your son and your friend, you will tend to choose your son. Because blood relationships are based on DNA. Blood relationships are based on blood. Friendships are based on thought patterns. If your thought meets, you remain friend. If your thought doesn't, friendship breaks. Friendships are based on thought patterns. Mother remains mother whether you are happy with her or unhappy with her. Whether your thought matches or they do not match, she remains mother. But friend doesn't remain friend unless your thought patterns are matching. And therefore what I say, that if you want to have nice friendships in your life, what you need to do? You need to make an effort for it. It doesn't come naturally. You have to make an effort for it. Meet, invite him for tea, go together. I'm not talking about the romantic friends. That is something different. I'm talking about friends which has no sexual relationships. And then you have to make a lot of efforts exchanging books, reading the same thing, going at the same places. All these efforts are needed if you want your friendship to continue for a long time. Whereas blood relationships comes naturally. And blood relationship is the topic of today. Here, love flows from higher age level to lower age level. And therefore, the amount of love our parents has been able to provide us, we will never be able to provide our parents. We will be able to take care of them, but not in the same way in which they have taken care of us, because love flows from higher age level to lower age level. I give you some statistics. It will surprise all of us. Today is the day of surprising. When a child is born, he doesn't love anyone. You can give him for adoption, he will never even come to know about it. There is no love at birth in a child towards anyone. But by the time child attains, if I say he, please understand always she and he, because in the language from where I come, he and she are same. There is no differentiation. There is differentiation in Sanskrit and also in English, but Hindi says the same word for everyone, and that is wah. So, the moment a child is born, he or she doesn't love anyone. By the time she attains the age of 3 months, her 100% attention goes towards her mother. In between around 6 to 12 months, this 100% attention reduces to about 80%. These are not statistics, please. This is just an estimation which I am talking about. Love cannot be measured in percentage. But his 80% attention goes towards mother and 20% towards father. Now he starts recognizing father also. And after a year, love towards mom reduces a little more, and it goes to surroundings, to grandparents, to anybody who is at home, to all family members. And by the time your child attains the age of 5 years, he doesn't love his parents anymore. The love towards parents at the age of 5 goes around 10%, maybe even lesser than that. So where her attention goes? Her attention goes towards the siblings. If you have children, watch this behavior. And you will find that they would like to play with their siblings. They will like to fight with their siblings. They will like to love their siblings. You think that they are fighting, but their love, their bond is so strong that they will fight for 2 minutes and then again they will become friends. Anything happens, and they feel that my brother, my sister is going to be shouted by my parents, other one will not tell you. They will have such a nice bond at this age that you will never come to know about it. I was discussing this in Austria, and a person says it may not be true, and then I said, okay, you try to recollect few of any nice incidents of your children, and then he says, oh yes, I think you are very right. Then I wanted to know the story from him, and he said, children were also sitting together. Father, children and mother were sitting together, and children are now grown up. It's about 28, 30 years. And at that time, they are ready to talk about the things what they have done in their adolescence. So, father bought a nice car. It's a real story. It's not that I'm trying to tell you a story. It's a very real story. Father bought a car, and elder son wanted to drive it. Children, I think all of you who are around 30, 35, 40, they may be knowing how good children are in driving, you know. They want to play with the car. They want car as a toy at a very young age. And the moment they become 10 years, 11, 12, you tell them, oh, no, no, at this age you cannot drive because policemen will not like it. You say whatever. But if they get the key, they will start the car. So one fine morning, the elder son started the car and told the younger one, come, 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 let's do some experimentation. And they both started driving. And they lost the control after some driving, and the car went inside a pond. And they tried their level best to take it out from the pond, but they couldn't. Now both of them are afraid that my parents will shout at us. So what they did, they stole the tractor's key that will pull the car back. And when they started the tractor hit with a wall. Okay, so and then they went and somehow they managed to pull the car up. And they came back, washed the car very nicely. It started looking new again. And put it there, wherever the key was, they put the key, wherever the tractor was, they parked the tractor and everything became fine. And father could not come to know about it for 15 days. Then, he got surprised why it is happening. He was asking for the car key every day and now he's not asking. Okay. And then in about 14, 15 days when he started the car, it did not start. And then the car company came and they took it away, they serviced it, and then they said, oh, where you have taken it? There was a lot of mud, lot of earth in it. And father said, no, I have not taken anywhere. And this is how the story goes. So what I want to draw your attention to is at this age, when children are adolescent, between 5 to 14, 15, they like to share everything with their siblings, but they don't like to share anything with their parents. And their love towards parent could only be about 10% of the total love they have for everyone. And towards sibling, it is 85, 90%. As the time changes, she or he starts looking for somebody special, and someone special enters her or his life. I'm not talking about romantic relationship, of course, that is also something. But after that, they start getting children. Now, whatever the love towards a sibling was, shifts towards children. Children are the most lovely things in this world. So, the moment you get a child, along with that, love automatically comes in. And your maximum attention now goes towards your children. And then after your children start growing and they grow up and they start getting children, then your attention towards children reduces. Your love towards your own children reduces. And this shifts to your grandchildren. This is how the blood relationships goes. You have to understand now what is the difficulty? That we don't understand this format of blood relationship. And therefore what happens? I think I have loved my children so much. And from that love, an expectation gets born that my children will be able to give me the same amount of love when I need it in my old age. It's not possible. If that becomes possible, creation will stop. Creation will stop because every parent has to die. If your son dies, you will have almost half of your life gone because you love your child so much. But all our parents dies, we become upset for a day, 2, 3, 5, 7, maximum a month, and life goes on. It is because love flows from higher age level towards lower age level. Next comes romantic relationships. I want to compare between romantic relationships and blood relationships because these relationships are in ascending order. Bond in friendship was weakest and stronger than friendship is in blood relationship. Stronger than blood relationship is in romantic relationship. So I said, if you have to choose between your blood relative and your friend, you will choose your blood relative, your brother, sister, mother, father, son, children, grandson, or whatever. Now, if you have to choose between your romantic partner and your mother, whom you will choose? The romantic partner.
Yeah.
This mothers don't understand. And then there is a lot of conflict. To avoid these conflicts, if we have understood the nature of relationship as they exist in the universe, most of the conflicts of ours will get dissolved and expectation will reduce and life will become very normal. The moment partner comes, some mothers, of course, accept it very nicely, but most they start getting threatened. And there is a little jealousy in parents towards children. I realized it very late. I was in the relationship things, and believe me, I made my children's life miserable. and and I was thinking it is love, but it was not love. It was a feeling of jealousy in my heart towards my children. You know, when I was small, my father hardly bought me a cycle. And when my children grew up, they grew up with car, they grew up with motorcycles and all that and all that. And I will always tell them, oh, you are not behaving properly. You know, you want this. And in my childhood, I have struggled even for a cycle. This I could have told them a million times. And it's not me alone. All of us, we start comparing our childhood with our children's childhood. We start comparing our adolescence with their adolescence. We must honor that 25 years has passed in between. Time has changed. And they are much better than us. We never realize that. Your child may become very capable, but you will always think that he doesn't know anything. When my son, he started driving, he will take me anywhere, and then I'll sit down on the side seat along with him. And there is an angle difference between if you sit on driving seat and adjacent seat, there is a difference in angle. So you are not able to judge in the same way in which your driver is able to judge. And then I'll say, no, stop, be slow, this, that. And then he says, I'm not driving, don't worry. So that happens with all of us. We do not trust enough our growing children. And when it comes to romantic partner, they choose somebody, we always have an objection to it. This is something, person is not good, let us understand the person, this, that. But come what may, if they have chosen, most likely they will go with him, will with her, and you will only make yourself sad. And if you know that it is natural that when romantic partner comes in, blood relationships becomes less important. Okay, then probably you will not react in the same way in which you are reacting. And you will remain happy. The idea is to make yourself happy. And when romantic relationships starts, romantic relationships are based on love, illusionary love. So, if love is fine, it's true one, everything becomes fine in life. And if it is illusionary love, it takes 5-6 years to realize that it was illusionary love. And things doesn't become right. Here again, who suffers in illusionary love is of course you, but more than you who suffers are again your blood relatives. Your children suffers the most. In any separation, children are the greatest sufferer. You have to realize it. And in our last discussions, I said that there is a purpose that a child gets created with feminine and masculine energy. He is supposed to be brought up also by feminine and masculine energy. If he has not been brought up by both the energies, something always lacks in their life. And therefore, to romantic couples, my request is choose things before you commit. You have all the right to take more time in assessing in your love making. But if you decide to have children together, along with that, you please decide to live together for a longer time till your children grows to a normal thing. I have seen children suffering, and when they grow up, even till that age, it doesn't go away from their mind. A person comes to me, he became my disciple now, and he was brought up by his mother, not by his father, and so many difficulties are there in him. Now he is 45, he doesn't want to marry, he doesn't want to be with a woman. I said, why? What is the problem? He says, I have seen my parents fighting and I don't want to fight like that. Unknowingly, what are we putting in our children, we do not know. And therefore, it is our responsibility to blossom what we have created together, because we have created it together, till they become adolescent at least, till they can be on their own. So this relationship lesson also tries to prohibit, reduce divorces. You say that if there is no love, why should we stay together? It's very fine. But then, you see, either love was there or it was not there from the beginning itself. If it is not now, it was never there. What was is illusion of love. If you have love once, you will have love for all the time to come. And if you could live in illusion for 6, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, you can remain in illusion for 6 more years till your child becomes good. Two things which I notice we human beings are not good at, and we need to change, is taking care of our children. We think that we take care of our children, but really we do not. We try to give our children what they don't need. We need to give them what they need. And what they need is your love, and not individual love. They need the love of their parents as a whole. Not father's love or mother's love. They need love of their parents. Please give them and learn a lesson from here that if you decide to have children, bring them up together. Romantic relationship I'm not going very deep into because we have already done a particular session on that. And from here I move to spiritual relationship. Spiritual relationships can happen with your guru or with source itself, with God itself, or with some incarnations, or with someone who has affected your life. And when that happens, spiritual relationships are a step up from romantic relationships. And every ascending relationships contain all other relationships along with it. So when Buddha was deciding to go in search of wisdom, his wife was sleeping. He had a son also. I don't know if you know or not, but Buddha had a son. He has a beautiful wife. He had a palace. He has nice parents. And there was no lack in his life when he left in search of wisdom. And when that desire comes in, when the desire of spiritual love starts coming inside you, then, as I told you at the testing time, test between friendship and blood relationship, test between romantic relationship and blood relationship. Now, if there is a test between romantic relationship and spiritual relationship, you always tend to stick with your spiritual relationships and dump your romantic relationship. If your love towards God enhances, nothing matters to you in your life. Now, what we can do to change it is that we should try to bring in little spirituality in all our relationship if you want to become happy. And what is that little spirituality? Is go beyond expectations. Go beyond fear. Beyond expectations, if you keep expecting something from your friend, it is not a friendship. Go beyond expectations. If you are expecting something from your brother, something from your children, something from your parents, it is not a real love. Start loving for real, and that is only possible in case we bring in little spirituality in our relationships. And then I also say that bring little fear. Oh, no, sorry. Bring little fearlessness. So don't think that if I say this to my brother, what he will say. Don't fear. Talk heart to heart. And specifically in romantic relationships. We fear so much that we never talk heart to heart with our romantic partner, with our husband, with our wife. Our wife never knows about us. Our romantic partner, our husband, they never know about us anything. We hide a million things in our heart and never speak to them because of fear. And what is that fear? Fear of losing. You must remove that fear. If you have fear of losing, and you think he will leave you, then he is not in love with you. Then where is love? If even that trust is not there between the lovers, that that my partner will take care of me for life, where is the love? So these two things, if we can incorporate in all our relationships from the spirituality, and that is fearlessness and no expectations, your life will start blossoming. Your life will start turning good. Thank you so much.